task to do this weekend. It's Sunday, the 28th, 9th, 8th, 29th. We'll go with 29th. Sunday the 29th, and I've got some wood to move this weekend. A friend of ours has kindly brought a couple of loads along, and as you can see, I've already got some of that load in there from his first load. And that's going to do us right the way through winter and probably for the next couple of years, because the temperature in Auckland is really not that cold. There's a few days where it's a little unbearable and you've got to get some heat going there, but that's how it goes. I was at the Azure Bootcamp for Auckland yesterday and able to put some of those skills to practice again that I learned on the South African 365 tour. Look, let me just give you some backstory behind that. I've been mucking around with mobile tech and productivity stuff for a while. I've also been pushing through and seeing how much can I get done from a mobile in terms of producing content and creating videos. And I had that opportunity at the on the tour in South Africa to try and just push it even further. I wanted to tell the story of what we were doing, how we were doing it, and it's really, you've got two options. You either go live and hope that you've got enough bandwidth to do that, and I did do that a couple of times on the trip, but I also wanted to try and produce some of the recorded content, put some sequences together and push it out there on a couple of social media channels. And I found that method actually worked a lot better. One, there was better quality and I had more control of that content. And I also found a nice workflow that allowed me to template the way to do it, so that I could just whack that content together and give it a similar look and feel for the event. But I could also draft up the social media posts, and whenever we were traveling between cities and between towns, if the bandwidth was bad or down, then I could just draft it up, get that post ready to go, and then when we got within range of 4G, then I could just push that out there. Now, what I'm excited about is that I am going to be launching in a little while a few courses about how I did that. Some friends encouraged me to try and share what I know, and that it's probably worth a little something. I'm still trying to figure out what the price is and what the platform will be, but I'm going to be launching it on a domain name that I'm still getting together. It's called MobileStories, and I've managed to score the .es top level domain from Spain. So it's MobileStories, but it's story.es, if you can complete that word. I'm really excited about that because not only is it going to be about presenting courses to people and allowing or sharing that IP and that knowledge that I've passed on, but I want to also try and create some content around reviewing the apps, the hardware, the kit that you might want to use to go mobile and tell your mobile stories from wherever you are. We have applications that make it kind of easy for us to do this, or the likes of Instagram and Instagram stories, Facebook of course too. You've got Snapchat, and there's all these sorts of things that you can do, filters and stuff. But if you really want to try and produce something that's a little more, got a little more of a zing, you don't want to be restricted necessarily to your portrait mode, then I want to try and take you through that and try and share with you some of the things that I've learned from pushing myself a bit further. I am in no way an expert, but what I have learned I want to pass it on, and in a sense I want to create a community around this so that we can learn together and share the tips and basically just get better at what we do. There are plenty of other courses and people out there that are going to go through all the intricacies of photography and lighting. I'm going to do the best that I can, but I'm not going to pretend to be a super uber expert. So keep an eye out for MobileStories, that is as it sounds, but the domain name is .es at the end. I'm going to be, I'm sort of piecing it together at the moment on a staging domain. Looking forward to reviewing some of the kit, even at least talking about some of the stuff that I use anyway, and some of the apps that I prefer to get the job done, so that I can put those pieces together. I'll also pass some comment on some of the content that I've created recently, particularly on the South African tour, the 365 Tour ZA, and also the recent Azure Bootcamp in Auckland. This week I'll be going to the Digital Workplace Conference as a speaker, and I'm looking forward to sharing content from there as well. There's this balance between being in the moment, enjoying the environment, the moment, the content, the people, the atmosphere, versus capturing it. And this is one of the other things that I'm going to be doing too off Mobile Stories, is trying to share some of those tips and those other things that are considerations when you're trying to share your stories. You don't want to be like that dad, and I'm a dad, but like that dad where they had their VHS camera back in the day, and look, the modern version of that is from the phone, and they're spending most of the time with their face in the phone and missing the actual content in the event and the atmosphere that's happening around them. So I'm going to try and cover topics like that as well. The balance of being in the moment and actually capturing the moment. So that's about it. I just wanted to share some thoughts with you. Really excited about that. That's a video vlog. I don't usually like doing this cliche one while I'm driving, but I thought this would be a good use of time and trying to share those thoughts. So that'll be Mobile Stories, MobileStori, STORI.es. Thank you, Spain, for that funky kind of top level domain. There'll be a Twitter handle. I'm considering starting up a Facebook page for it. Not really keen on going back to Facebook again, but I think I'll just set the page up, or the group at least, because that's a good medium for a community, sharing those videos that they come up with, getting comments, probably make it private, and maybe attach it to membership for the course. And yeah, see you soon maybe.